Hey everybody, Mark Johnson here, founder and creative director of Able Ape Studios, back again with another vlog. Today's vlog is number 21, and off top, I hope everyone's off to a positive and productive week. We just kind of went through 4th of July, and 4th of July is kind of one of my more favorite holidays of the year. Partly because, number one, I still have great memories of past holiday experiences, and it's just a great time to kind of barbecue, fireworks, get up on the water. And as much as I did none of those things this year, it still turned out well, so I'm glad for that, but I'll catch up onto that or touch on that in a second. The first thing I want to talk about is that in my last post I talked about how I was going to, or not going to, how I had my artwork posted in a new gallery here in town. They actually took a lot of my artwork and it's now hanging up in the Tanner Drake art studio and body art, or I think they call it the Tanner Drake art gallery and body art studio. I think it's like that because Tanner Drake, he's that tattoo artist, bomb tattoo artist. And so he got a space where he does all tattoos, and the rest of the space is used as an art gallery. So it's kind of a nice little setup. I went down there, I think last week, Wednesday or Thursday, and was able to just check it out in person. And so here's a little bit of a taste of what it looks like in the gallery. Again, Tanner Drake is the tattoo artist. So if you're looking to get tattooed, definitely give him a call. So the physical address of the space is 250 Camilla Way, Suite 560. So it's right downtown. It's kind of in the same area if you're familiar with Chico. At the T-Bar, there's also Morning Thunder in that same area. And yeah, check it out if you want to see some good art. If you can go down there and see my art, as well as some other local artists downtown Chico. And yeah, it was just definitely a great experience. And how it happened, it was just kind of like a word of mouth. I guess they had been following me on Instagram and seeing how regularly I've been posting. I think another person was following me on Facebook, and I kind of post simultaneously on both my Instagram account and my Facebook account whenever I have anything to post. And so through that and another good word from a friend, they contacted me, and yeah, they said if you have any art that you want to sell, that you want to show, let us see it, and they put it up. And in a weekend, I had artwork that was up, and by that following Monday, or I think it was even Tuesday, I had sold a piece. So I'm excited for the opportunity there. I definitely think they have a great collection of artists, different mediums. I think the one guy, Alan, he does, which was pretty interesting to me, was that he does artwork where he takes, like dead animals and uses their bones to create artwork that, he puts in terrariums, or he puts in little vials, or he kind of puts them in frames, and it's really cool work. And so I'd never seen anything like that is up close, and so it was interesting to kind of see how he did it. I had a lot of questions for him because as I was there, he was there at the gallery, because he kind of mans it during the day. And so yeah, it was just kind of cool. Definitely check it out, Tanner Drake Art Gallery and Body Art Studio. And so, as I mentioned earlier, we just kind of went through the 4th of July. As much as we are in COVID, I know people went out and balled out and partied out on the 4th of July. They just kind of have been waiting for the opportunity. And as much as everything is the way it is, I don't think it deterred them even the least. As for myself, I just kind of wasn't in that mood to kind of really put myself in that area. So I kept it low key. It was a low key 4th of July for me, but that didn't keep me from eating well or watching a good movie. And so it's kind of how I celebrated with myself. Ate some good food and watched a couple good movies over the weekend, and just kind of took it easy. I think also the other thing that kind of put a little bit of a damper on my 4th of July was I ended up with a toothache. As much as I'm talking well right now, that's because of the ibuprofen, to be honest. But I ended up with a toothache. I think it started earlier in the week with a little mishap of eating something really, really ice cold, or sipping something really ice cold, and then biting into something really hot, or flipping it.
You know what I'm saying? So biting into something hot and then taking a sip of something really cold.
And it went on my teeth, like directly on my teeth. And I think that's when it started. Because after that, day after day, it kind of gradually got worse until by the weekend, it was just kind of like, what is going on? I don't usually come up with shit like that. You know, a toothache, you know, I mean, that's not my issue. And I'm not really careless with my teeth, you know, so I'm not biting into, you know, I'm not trying to twist off bottle caps or anything like that, anything crazy like that. But it happened. And so I dealt with it over the weekend. Come Monday, it was just a bit much. Even when I'm up and in my chair, it was just still a bit much. And my focus and just my whole attitude is not good. I'm really on edge. Anything little can set me off. And so I called into the doctor, or called into a dentist, got an appointment just to be seen because I'm a new patient. So we'll see what the process leads. But I think what I'm on now is something that I tried all the home remedies that I saw on YouTube. One said garlic and salt, so I chewed some garlic and salt. One said red onion, so I chewed on some red onion. Another one said salt water and turmeric, and so I sipped that and rinsed with that. What was another one? Someone said peroxide, but I didn't have peroxide on hand. Someone else suggested Orajel, and that was what I was going to go with first, but that was probably the worst of all of them. It made me lightheaded, made my whole mouth numb, and so I was also fearful of swallowing it because it, you know, is it going to make my whole numbness all the way down? You know, I don't want that. So I think that was the worst, and I paid money for that one. I think what's working the best right now is what I found on YouTube, which was a dentist suggesting that you do 3 ibuprofen or Advil 3 times a day for 3 days. And right now, like I said, I'm talking fine. I'm not really in any pain, really. And that's probably worked the best. That simple. 3 Advil or ibuprofen 3 times a day for 3 days. And so this is my first day. I want to count this as probably even half day, or everyone can count a full day till tomorrow. But I think this 3 Advil or 3 ibuprofen is the key that's working for me. So that's how you take care of a toothache until you can get to the dentist. Outside of that, I also had a doctor's appointment today. Saw my podiatrist. And so only reason I'm talking about that is for, in a sense, 2 reasons. The first reason is this is what I look like with my face mask on. Face mask and sunglasses. And I do ride public transit, and one of the bus drivers told me, because on the bus you have to wear a mask. At the doctor's office you have to wear a mask. In California, when you're in public, you have to wear a mask. Or that's what they're asking, although people don't do it, and I know I don't always do it myself either. But these 2 places, I wear them because I can't ride the bus without a mask. I can't go to the doctor's office without a mask. So this is me, again, wearing a mask and sunglasses. Yeah, totally gangsta. That's what the bus driver told me. I look like a gangsta with my mask on and my sunglasses on. I laughed, you know what I'm saying? In the day and time of the way things are, I could have made a fuss about it, but I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. I get what he's talking about, and in some way it was a little bit funny, gave me a little bit of a chuckle. The number 2 reason I'm talking about this doctor's office visit is because outside of the mask wearing situation, outside and inside, I've been going to this podiatrist for a long time. And through going to this podiatrist office, I've been linked on with the doctor for a long time, maybe over 12, 15 years, let's say that. And I started out with a different doctor, which retired, then got passed on to another doctor, and then got passed on to her when she was starting out. So I became her patient when she first started out. And they moved 3 different times. So now she's branched off with a few of her podiatry doctor friends, and they started a new what do they call that? A new practice in a new building. And in the buildings where they are, they're all really interesting looking. They're all like a modern industrial looking. It's going to be interesting to see what this developing area looks like in the next 5 to 10 years, because it's going up pretty fast. It's very distinctive buildings, like I said, modern industrial, and they got some apartments and homes being put up. A coffee shop I've seen there. The courthouse is out there as well. So it's just really developing area that's really, really cool looking. Definitely doesn't look like anything Chico at the time or right now. So when you go through there, as much as everything's still building up, it's like, where am I at? Is this a big city? Because it feels like a big city. I'm bringing this up because I've been going to her for so long, and she kind of knows my background in design and, you know, family in Santa Barbara, you know, graphic designer, photographer, stuff like that. She knows that these are the things that I do. She offered me the opportunity to create the posters for their core values. You know, when we first talked about it, it was just kind of like, you know, talking about, oh, that'd be cool if you could maybe do something. So I took on it, just giving her an idea of what I could do, with the hopes of maybe it would lead to something. And so I'd seen her a couple more times after that, got some information, kind of conversated back and forth through email, but nothing really became of it, solidified. And so I went into a visit, which wasn't my scheduled visit, and so she didn't see me, but we were able to talk. Got her email, and she gave me a little bit more to kind of to follow up on. So I did that, and so when I went in today, due to the way I was feeling over the weekend, I wasn't really dived in to the project. I was more or less, you know, still simmering some ideas. If anything, really wanting more feedback of what she really wanted or what the office wanted. And so today we talked a little bit more, got a little more feedback, and helped her explain to me what she was looking for, whether it be through examples, words she could say, other people to look at, or like artist-wise, other artists to look at or designers to look at, just to kind of get a better idea. So I went with that, and as we were talking, she was like, yeah, so write something up, we'll pay you, and as you start working on this, you can talk back and forth. She gave me a name of one of the her staff in the office to talk to, so I could have some, you know, communication back and forth, at least share thumbnails or whatever ideas. And so that to me says that she wants me to do this project, so that's exciting to me. And so now I have something to definitely look forward to. Not that I didn't, not that my projects were not worthwhile, it just wasn't something definite, because even though I finished a project, I didn't have a venue or an event to show it at. You know, I had flirted with the idea of maybe using YouTube Premiere to kind of premiere a project and kind of work it that way, but that was still figuring it to be a little tricky, and the project wasn't even completely done. So to have this project, knowing that it will be paid, and that I can basically set my own terms and work it the way I need to work it and to get it done, that's exciting to me. That's where I need to be at. That's what I've been working towards. You know, just staying diligent, you know, not necessarily pushing the idea like, oh, am I going to get paid, or not even doing the work thinking that I may not get paid, but being diligent enough that if I, you know, show some effort, you know, ask questions and things like that, things will pan out, and they did. So I'm excited for that. Like I said, I think this year is pretty much a wrap, and so whatever you can do to build toward the new year, for me, like this project or any of the other projects I could be working on, is the thing to do. So that's how I'll leave it for now. But again, hope everyone's off to a positive and productive week. Even if your Monday wasn't good, you know, look towards your Tuesday and build on your Wednesday and build for the rest of the week. So like we always do at this time, have a blessed day. See you on the flip side. Let's go.